What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sullivan Project podcast. I'm your host, Harold Sullivan, and we're going to talk about some documentaries today and a couple of new movies that I recently got the chance to check out. And if you want to view any previous episodes or listen to any episodes of the podcast, you can go to YouTube, Harold Sullivan 78, and TikTok, same thing, Harold Sullivan 78. And then Facebook is Harold Sullivan period 35. And you can call the show 724-513-1472. Or you can email hs19782015 at outlook.com. And we have guest audio or video. We have celebrity cameos. If you want to go check out some of them, there's some music up there and all kinds of stuff going on here. In case y'all haven't tuned in before, I lost my sight a few years ago. But I'm doing it. I'm trying, like everybody else. We all got a story. And you can't judge a book by its cover. So I hope you enjoy this little bit of time. I appreciate your time because you can't get it back. We only got this 1 second right now. I do believe in reincarnation, but most of that, your stuff is going to be forgotten. So again, enjoy right now and feel what you can right now. So, first of all, the new Bad Boys, the latest Bad Boys, it took them 20 some years or whatever between the second and the third one. And I hadn't even remembered much of Bad Boys for Life. But Ride or Die is the newest installment, and it was pretty good. It's funny. Uh, you can tell the actors and the characters have a history together. The third one didn't seem like so much to me. That's why I didn't like it. I'd almost forgotten that Will Smith's character had a son out of the blue. That's just, I don't like when they do that kind of stuff. But it blends in more with the newest one, and they're funny. It's just funny. Martin Lawrence is just funny, period. Will Smith is funny too. He's a little drier though. But I recommend that. Was it Ride or Die? It's called. It seems like the titles are a little backwards to me. It should have been Ride or Die and End for Life, but it's the opposite way. I give it probably a 7 out of 10. That's what I've been giving a lot of stuff, but that's pretty much my good rating. Is 7. So, and then Project Alf is a TV movie that came out years ago, like the late 90s, I believe. If you're a fan of the old TV show Alf, which I've been checking out episodes of that reruns on like Hulu or one of them. Ryan Reynolds was supposed to do some new episodes of Alf on his channel, but I can't find anything yet as of recording this. Let me know if you know where that's at to stream. Anybody, I appreciate that. But yeah, so Project Alf is basically the government has captured Alf and sent the Tanner family to witness protection in like Alaska or something. It's just stupid. I don't like it. But Alf is still funny, and the weird thing is was it Michael Douglas? Is in the movie. No, it's Kirk Douglas, the son. I can't remember which one is which. I think it's the son. But it's weird because he's playing it straight up and he's a good actor. But the show is a comedy, and the couple people that are with Alf in it, like they help him escape and stuff, and then he's being hunted by the general who is Michael Douglas. Yeah, Kirk Douglas is the dad. Who's I think he might have passed by now. He's very old, but the movie's okay though. Project Alf, it's called. So and there was like 4 seasons of the original Alf, I believe, and then there was even a couple of animated ones, and I was big into that when I was young. I had the stuffed dolls and puppets from Burger King and ones that talked. I got some hip pain real bad on my right hip underneath. I just keep getting just raw like sores. And I gotta sit. I sit all day. I gotta sit. You know, we all got troubles, but so there's those two. And then I want to mention there's a documentary about Scream: The Inside Story It covers the first four. It's pretty good. It's the only one I know just about Scream. Uh, and Wes Craven, I believe he said he directed all four, the first four, which I didn't know. I thought he just did the first one or two. And I didn't know he almost quit the picture a few times. First of all, Drew Barrymore was supposed to be the lead in the first one, but she decided she didn't want to do it right when they started shooting. So she made a compromise to be the first girl killed. She thought that would be better. And so Wes was going to leave then, and he was going to leave later on. And I hadn't remembered that Wes Craven had a cameo. He was the guy who was the janitor in the hallway, dressed in the Freddy outfit. And but that was so long ago, and I'd only seen him maybe once or twice. The director Wes Craven. So that's pretty neat. And originally Dewey was supposed to die at the end, but they shot a scene with him walking out and coming out, and then they ended up putting that in the movie. So some neat facts. And then there's one about Pennywise, the story of it, or something like that. It's called It, the Story of Pennywise, one of the two. Very good though, and it's very talks about Tim Curry getting a job and just the cast of the All Star TV crew pretty much. But they just played it on. I mean, John Ritter was in there. There was so much of a good cast. And then O'Toole, Seth Green was a little boy, a young child. I don't want to say little boy, but just this is great documentary. That's another one there. And then Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. At first, I wasn't going to ever check it out because I found out the girls lip syncing a little. They're using Whitney's original. And nowadays, like you got to sing, and they could mostly sing and imitate a little bit. Like the Elvis guy was really good. And then there's the Bob Marley I'm going to talk about. And there's some other ones. But it was good. I Want to Dance with Somebody. I didn't really like the ending. Spoilers, but it just kind of went off on the ending. I knew it was going to, though. I just knew the way they were playing it. But it's basically the whole movie with her soundtrack behind her life, and the girl's acts. The girl playing Whitney sounds pretty good, and she does sing some of it, so they blend it together good. So by the time Whitney's losing her voice at the end of her career, it probably blends in better because nobody can do Whitney no matter what. They can get close, but they can't sound like Whitney in her prime. And I never really learned much about the story because if you're a fan in general, they pretty much just put the stuff that we already know into a movie. With Bobby Brown, he's in there, and the first girl. I thought they had more than one child. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember. But it was pretty good. I'll give that maybe a 6.5 to 7. I'm probably gonna say 6.5. And then the Bob Marley movie, I started that a while back, and it's kind of it takes a while to get into it. It's not an action film, that's for sure. But the guy, I believe, sings and does all his own stuff, and his accent's pretty good. And I'd probably get out of 7. It's called Bob Marley. I think it's One Love, and it's about his whole life and the stuff he went through and his family and the war and just all the. It's a lot to take in, and all the different languages or the different accents and stuff is what's hard for Americans. I think I'm not sure. I think it's that way for people from other countries as well. Movies to translate back and forth, but if it's good, you'll get into it. You know what I mean? Computer, what are my stickies?
I found 7 notes. Hockey J, North Bob, Marley, Whitney, Houston, Scream with Pennywise. X-Files Season 2, Bad Boys, Project Al.
Computer, stop.
Obi-Wan,
And then hockey, Ovechkin, Alexander Ovechkin, had broken Gretzky's record recently. There was nowhere near as much stink as there was when Gretzky and Howe broke the records. Those two people previously. So it was like, oh, he broke the record. Yeah. But yeah, he did that. And then Jane North, the director, or Jane North, the actor from Dennis the Menace, way back on the original. There was two uh, Wilson's neighbor, Mr. Wilson's, but I think there was one Dennis the Menace. Then there was cartoons and movies later on. But the original one died of, I believe they said cancer. He wasn't very old, maybe in his 60s or 70s. My God, like I said, there wasn't cancer years ago. There was just people dying. Now they just, whatever, there's no, cure for it. They can't explain this cancer, right? It's a bad word. But I love y'all, and love is a choice, and so is the hate.